welcome to Long Stash with our extra special guest, Chris from Elemental Cartomancy.
I can guarantee you that is 100% the most butch anyone has ever said that.
Yes, Wayne. Thank you for being here, Chris.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's Friday, so happy days. How about you? How are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah. Jeffrey just had a birthday on Sunday. We just celebrated a year of getting our wedding license on Wednesday.
Congratulations
Yeah.
again.
And then, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, it'll be a year.
Wow.
How about that?
Gosh, where's the year gone? So quick.
I know, it doesn't feel like a year, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
I mean, to be fair, Ritchie just sprung it on all of us, so you can understand that it doesn't feel like a year.
Exactly.
Yes, as I am,
Yeah.
I should go back and watch that just as
it was just lots of clues throughout. It was like an Agatha Christie.
Yes, but a poorly written Agatha Christie. Come on.
Oh, come on. You did it with panache and style so well that hardly anyone spotted for a long time.
Well, there you go. Ritchie, you are back in school?
I am. I'm loving being back at work this year. However, I am succumbed to the usual 3 weeks into school bugs and colds and coughs. So if I'm a little bit sniffly tonight, I do apologise. If I keep turning my microphone off, it's so I can have a good old cough or something like that. So, but I'm feeling okay. I'm ready to go. I'm raring.
He's raring, everybody.
I'm raring it.
He's raring. So
hold on to your hats, folks.
And I'm excited to be simulcasting. Was it simulcasting?
Yes. We are simulcasting this to Ritchie's channel and Gerald's channel, Tarot Stash. So this is the first time Ritchie has done this.
Please be gentle with me.
Can I ask, how are you guys doing it?
I don't know. It's magic, I'll tell you.
What do you mean, how are we doing it?
Well, because when I do it, when Simon and I do it, he can like just cast it to both of ours, but I'm on here and I can see I've got this wee button up at the top of my StreamYard saying stream this to your audience, so I must be able to click that and start streaming on my own if I so wish.
Yes.
So is that what you guys are doing? Have you just used that button? That's quite clever.
Yeah.
So we've got comments coming from everywhere. Gerald's collating it. Gerald's in the cockpit today, flying us.
I'm in the pit.
Is that the name of a gay bar near where Gerald lives? No.
Actually, there is no. I've heard of the cockpit. I've also heard of the manhole, and I think there's an eagle in every city. There's a gay bar called the Eagle in every city. So, but we're making laugh. So let's say hi to the best chatters, because the best chatters are here, and the best chatters are liking and subscribing. All of the information is below, so jump over. We have 25 of the best chatters watching. So hello. Maruta is here. Hello.
Hi, Maruta.
Terrastash. Who? Longman Tarot. I don't know. Any mods out there to get us? Anyhow.
Tonight, Anna.
Plucky Heroine is here. Hello. And Michelle Williams is here. Talk about synchronicity. I was just talking to Jane the Seeker. I pulled cards using a deck of regular playing cards, and she was telling me about cartomancy.
Oh.
Well, and there you go. And that was like 10 minutes ago.
Perfect.
There you go. Shaw Woman, Dina is here. Hello.
Hi, Dina.
And Beth Aspasia Rising is here.
Hi, Beth.
Oh, the tree guy is here to remove the fallen limbs.
Oh.
And by the way, I will say Beth inspired next Thursday's Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club topic. And that is with Deb, Angela, and Jane the Seeker is joining. We are talking about the challenges for reading for yourself.
Oh, that's interesting.
There are challenges for that. Some people have them, some people don't. So, all right. Oh, my chat just hugely jumped. I love this.
Mhm.
And okay, got that. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. Again, we're simulcasting. Kathy, Tortoiseshell Moon. Donna Riegler is here. Silver is here. Red Wing. I love it.
Lovely.
Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path is here. And Peter has done a good job with the music. It meets Jamie's approval.
Good. I'll make sure he knows that. He's probably watching, actually, so he'll hear that.
Okay.
Peter.
Yes. And Heather is here, Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts. And Ramon, Moonscarab, hello. Good to see you. Ramon's been popping in chats. Ooh, what do you have? What was that?
It was the 9 of Pentacles, and it flew out of the deck when you said Heather from Heather's channel name.
Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts, or as Jeffrey calls it, IGEA.
It's like IKEA, but it's got woo-woo stuff instead.
It is. Ooh, Heather, if you're not hashtagging that, if you're not octothorping that, you should. Aquila B24 is here.
Hi there.
And so, yeah, Donna, it's been a year already. It's like,
I know.
It's Isabel Blue Sapphire is here. Good to see you. Thank you. And happy Mabon, or how do you pronounce it, Ritchie?
I would say Mabon.
Mabon.
I was kind of had my knuckles wrapped by somebody for calling it Mabon. But I just say call it what you like as long as you're happy with it.
Did you get your tiny knuckles wrapped?
Tinily.
Oh, Deanne is here.
Hi, Deanne.
Hey, Deanne.
Deanne is Vela listening in because she got an AirPod or one of the pods. Vela, hello. If you're listening in, Vela, give mommy a hug. Debbie Aquarius Owl. I love this. So many great people in chat. If I so wish. There you go. Sue is here. Hello, Sue. Good to see you. And 3 mustaches. I mean, musketeers. It's a good observation. I didn't even think about that. I just thought I was like, and I had to up my game because I'm sharing this screen with Ritchie and Chris. So I'm like, holy crap! I gotta level it up. You see, I didn't do anything. Okay, there's lovely people. Linnea is here.
Hi there.
And we can now release the virgins because Regina Sparrow and Wirecraft is here.
Release the virgins.
Release the virgins, Chris.
I'll need to go get the padlock key. And...
There you go. Oh, I love it. Okay. Love it. I'm probably missing some people, so my apologies. Book Bewitched is here. Hello. Hi. And did I see? I think I saw Oil Painter. Diane is here. I may have missed that. I can't catch it. Oh, wait a minute. It's gone.
Gone.
There it is. There it is. It's
Hi.
this, So just catching up. Everybody.
Diane. Is Oil Painter called Diane? Is that Diane that we know? That used to do Marseille with us?
I don't believe so.
Oh.
I think it's Diane. Oil Painter, are you Diane or Diana? Oh. So Star Midnight is here. Oh. Okay, so Oh,
Steve is
she's
here.
not here. Vela is not here right now.
Oh,
But I'll play it back for her. So why don't all of us say hello to Vela? Because
Hi,
we're
Vela.
Hi, Vela.
It's Uncle Chris.
It's cool, Uncle Gerald.
it's Ritchie.
By the way,
Oh.
are you noticing how pale I look in between the two of you? I'm like an actual ghost. I am like hammering home this Scottish stereotype, by the way. And I don't know if you saw, but I was like kind of trying to surreptitiously foot it about with the lights, but it makes no difference. I am that pale.
Do we need to put our sunglasses on, Chris?
Honestly, next time the fake tan's coming out.
The fake tan. Oh, so you'll look orange.
Yeah. Well,
But it would be very appropriate seasonally colored.
For Mabon. Yeah.
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 That's a good point. Steve O is here.
Hi,
Hey,
Steve.
Steve, sitting with mom, sleeping at the moment, keeping everyone in their rooms for COVID precautions. Okay. Glad you're there with her. Oh, Plucky Heroine said her suit. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Michelle Marie, Astrological Tarot is here. Hello.
Hi there.
I had Diane's name correct.
Oh, well done.
And
she's Diana further down.
Oh, geez. Diana. Oh, maybe she was Diana in a past life.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So, the autumn decor. I've got, I added some.
That's beautiful.
And then
a beautiful thing there.
Yeah, and Richie's got all of the cool stuff behind him. So.
Oh, yeah, the can. That's what's great this time of year. Starting to get dark here. What is it getting dark where you are, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice just to get those candles out and start getting ready. Love it.
Yeah.
Zane, Tarot Token Witchery is here. And we're on speaker, and Velas is saying hi.
Oh, hi, Vela.
How cute is that? Vela, give your mommy a hug for us. So, all right, getting caught up in chat because Ritchie is going to the pale lady. Oh, Chris, it's great with your pale complexion. You're always ready for Samhain.
Thanks, Beth. Thank you.
There is a massive compliment there. Yeah.
You just need some. If you were to wear bright red lipstick, you could be a goth.
Thanks. So I could be a goth, or I'm like a Halloween decoration, basically. These are all full of compliments tonight.
Yeah. Welcome to Longstash, Chris.
Welcome to Longstash.
Just as well I'm thick-skinned, isn't it?
Love you.
And, Donna loves your seasonal living room decor. I am not John is here. Hello.
I'm John. I am not John.
And Delphi Ross is here. Hello. Calla Lizzie is here.
Hi,
and okay. Chris could be a Halloween decoration. So Chris, I've got that white laudanum look too. I dig it. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Isn't it? Dang. Okay. So, Ritchie, what is the? There you go.
Put me on the spot, aren't you?
Well.
Oh, thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Oh, and Michelle said when you back up from the camera, you gain color.
Yeah. Do you know what I think I might do, folks? Whilst Rich is explaining Mabon, I'm going to go turn on the big light and see if it makes a difference, if that's all right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm like Galadriel's lamp here, so 2 seconds.
Richie, I'm going to put you in the spotlight.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. Mabon, so Northern Hemisphere. Mabon Ostara in the Southern Hemisphere. And it's the equinox. That's what it's famous for. equal night lengths, equal day, 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of nighttime. So it's a really good time for balance. But of course, it's also about harvesting, and that's what Mabon and the decorations of Mabon have always been around, starting pumpkins, the last to get in the harvest in, doing all that harvesting. So it's a bit of a big Thanksgiving and checking where you are with what you've been sowing, what you've been working on. It's basically your time to finish off and harvest everything you've been working on before we start the new year, which is Samhain. So that's what that is. Also, I found it quite this year a reflective time. And I was thinking, well, a lot of it's about sort of the autumn coming, the trees, leaves falling. So there's a lot of myths and legends about Persephone going back to the underworld, and the earth goddess is letting the creation die because of it in different religions there. So it can be quite a somber one, and it's quite a nice of a kind of act one to Samhain. I sometimes think of it like that. You know, if you go back to what our ancestors were up to when they were farming, this would have been, firstly, a bloody hard time. All that work. Remember, they would have probably all done it before mechanical things came in. So it'd all be done by hand. I don't know about you guys, but the idea of me going into a field and harvesting, I know that I couldn't do it. So those people were a lot fitter and a lot more dynamic than I think I am now. So great respect to the ancestors for doing all of that in the time scale. But also, it must have been a worrying time going, I don't think we've got enough food to get us through the winter. So it must have been a time for calculating, thinking, what can I do? Is it going to be a good winter? Have we got loads of food that we can store? Can we keep, share? Or is it going to be a really difficult time? Perhaps we need to kill a few more animals just to survive. Perhaps, you know, having to make really tough decisions. So as much as we think about, you know, coffee with pumpkin spice and all those wonderful things, I think for the ancestors, it was quite a tricky, potentially scary part of the year when you realize you still had a long way to go and you might not have enough resources. So that's all I'm going to say about it.
I think that's really important. And I will also add to that is this is the equinox of manifestation, because in the spring equinox, we set intentions for what we were going to do. And now is the time we go, okay, how's it going?
Yeah.
How's it going? What'd we do with this? And so that's really important. And I also think that going back to what you said, a lot of harvesting is going on and a lot of community aspects. A lot of people are working together and making those hard decisions. It's like, okay, what animals are going to make it through? Do we have enough food to feed all of them? And if not, what are we going to do about it? So,
yeah.
But
it's a time to celebrate and a time to give thanks and a time to look at the earth and just give thanks for the beauty and the bounty that we've had. And that's what I want to do this year. I want to focus on what a good year it's been and how much I've enjoyed being outside in the changing seasons.
Nice. I'm going to get caught up in chat, and then I'm going to show people the readings that we're doing.
Okay, I'm just going to disappear for 1 second. I will be back, I promise.
Are you sure?
I promise.
Okay. Regina's Tarot and Wirecraft said the Laudanum Look was a love song by Tuck Box Rage in 92. So, and Thomas Tarot Your Way is here. And Hershey, the Shadow Reader, is here. Hello.
Hi, Hershey.
And okay. And okay, Patricia Tyree is here. Hershey and Thomas just did a live, and Hershey had enough time to walk to the kitchen right after that, so they've popped in. So that's great. And and people were, there was lots of labor going on because of this. I just did a live with the Cool Crone, Colleen, and we talked about the holiday, and we talked about it. It was a good session. So that is in my stuff if you want to go back and look at it. Blissful Oracle is here. Hello. And I've probably missed other people, so my apologies. Oh, Jane the Seeker is here. Hello.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Jane is mentioning the best chatters, because right now, and the two of you, any guesses on how many of the best chatters are watching us right now?
28.
I know. Okay, 28 and 31 is what you said. We have 46 of the best chatters watching between our two channels.
Like and subscribe, you lovely people.
That's exactly right. Links are below. And okay, so Jane the Seeker is on my channel on Monday with Nancy, A Crone's Intuition. We are doing readings. So, and then Jane the Seeker is doing the Thursday Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club, where we're talking challenges of reading for ourselves. But
that'll be an interesting conversation.
Yeah,
because I think that's quite common. I think I struggle to be objective and read for myself.
Yeah,
I definitely struggle with it, but that was Like and subscribe, you'll see it.
But ironically, that's where most of us start off doing readings for ourselves, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Oh, by the way, readings are for entertainment purposes only. No questions related to health or legal matters. Put questions in caps and only once. Questions will be answered in random order by my choosing. And please be present for your reading. The reading that we're doing is we're going to do a 3-card reading. And for those of you who've not been here for this, we rotate the positions. So in this order, Ritchie will pull for position 1, which is what has the lighter half of the year taught us. Oh, I should change that. Taught up. And Chris would read position 2. What do we need to be thankful for? And I would read, what does the darker half of the year have in store? So, and I am totally editing that right now because that
would annoy you, won't it? I know that would annoy you.
I think we all know that's going to annoy Gerald.
Overachiever. And he's editing live, folks.
I am editing live because it matters.
Yeah.
It matters. And okay. All right. Jamie, I got you. LR showed up. Plucky said the Mabon conversation with the cool crone was great. California judge gives it a 10.0. Gerald stuck the landing. I did not pay Plucky to say that. And Jane is given a highlight. She says, I see myself as the observer when it comes to reading for yourself. LR 72 is here, getting caught up. Am I missing any of the chats? Phone about to die. Bye, Heather.
Oh, bye, Heather.
Got you, Kathy. You can ask a cruise question. We will just look at it in these contexts. And so said yes. Yeah, Thomas, Tarot Your Way is going on a cruise for a week.
Oh, how nice.
Oh, fancy. What kind of cruise, Thomas? Where are you going? Because I'm nosy.
Yeah. And he's been getting some readings that are suggesting he's going to have an enjoyable time.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, why don't I do this? This section of the video is brought to you by the word autumnal. Everyone say it with me. Autumnal. Autumnal. Of, relating to, or characteristic of autumn. Drop like the autumn leaves and like, share, subscribe to our channels. Autumnal. You know, it's the small things that make me happy.
It makes me happy too.
Yes, if you would like a reading, type in me. If you have a specific question, book, realize that we will answer the question according to these three positions. And there we go. We've got all of that. We've got people who are autumnaling. And, Key West, Nassau, Freeport, Bahamas. Leave. Wow.
Sounds wonderful.
I
Yeah.
hope you have an amazing time, Thomas.
Yes, I want pictures, Thomas, or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
True.
And Calla Lizzie said, I used today's word and didn't even know it. Excellent.
It's just nice hearing an American guy say autumn, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what that means. Autumn?
You usually call it fall.
Well, sometimes, yes. Fall, autumn. And I get around the pronunciation for the holiday and just say the autumnal equinox because I like the sound of the autumnal.
It trips off your tongue nicely.
Yes. All right. I have a feeling. Oh, there you go. What happens on the cruise stays on the cruise. And he's gone for 8 days. You can do a lot of things in 8 days.
Yeah, true. That's a nice amount of time, I think, for a cruise, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. All right. So we have a good number of readings. So right now we're going to pause on the readings. And what decks are you gentlemen using? Excuse me, if I'm allowed to call you gentlemen. What y'all using?
What y'all using? Shall I go first?
Yes.
I am using, of course, it's the Autumnal Equinox. So let's get those reds and golds out. It's the Druid Craft trimmed and edged. And I've also gone for the Silhouette Tarot because I wanted some color and some black and white to represent moving over. And I've got a few Oracle decks. I've switched up to the Goddess Dream Oracle, which is the autumnal winter one. And I've got, Dark Word. I've got Folk Tales. I've got everything going on today.
Nice.
Nice. I'm using the New Voice Tarot.
How are you getting on with it, Chris?
Good. It's big and it's quite difficult to shuffle, but it's worth it for the artwork. I think I like the larger size to shoot the art.
The edges are so beautifully gilded. I didn't want to start messing it up.
Yeah, I mean, I riffle shuffle and the edges are holding up nicely, I would say.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I am using the Heart and Hands Tarot. I know Regina, Starren Wirecraft has this. I'm also... What?
I've got that.
Do you? It's cool. Yeah. And I also have the Stardust Mini because, I just want to do this. And then I also have this Season of the Witch Mabon Oracle if I'm so called to use it. So so we will see. And okay. I'm just something okay. Patricia Tyree is going to be hiding in Terror Your Ways luggage. Don't get creeped out. So, all right. So we're going to pause on the readings, everybody. We're trying to get as many as we can finished. And Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path, is first and would love a Mabon reading. So... Go ahead if you want to, Ritchie.
Okay, so Jamie, my lovely, I pulled you an oracle card because I do this. I can't just pull one card. So what's the last few months? What's the lighter half of the summer been like for you? I have the Three of Wands. I'm trying to get my camera to try and it's going to flare tonight. It's one of those nights that Three of Wands. Look how this person, as we know from the Druid craft, is just looking out onto that horizon. They're looking out into the fields, and there's a real sense for this one of all these wonderful plans that were made, and they feel like they've been working because there feels like there's a hidden kind of success to what's going on. So, Jamie, I'm not sure whether you think all the plans I've made are or did make have come about because it is about time of harvesting right now. Because I've got a feeling there's probably more things that you've done and created and worked through than you're giving yourself credit for.
Mm.
That's how I'm feeling at the moment. And not necessarily don't be harsh on yourself, but realize you have completed an awful lot when you sit down and think about it.
Okay.
For what Jamie should be thankful for, I've got the King of Swords. So just kind of a leading on from what Ritchie was saying, I feel like what this is saying is so that three of wands is kind of a like showing the person standing back a bit and watching out. And sometimes with Three of Wands energy, it's like you've put the bread in the oven, and the trick is not to look at it. So it's almost like you don't know. You've got to wait and see. But this feels like it's saying like you give yourself more credit than that. Actually, a lot of the stuff that you've achieved is because of your King of Swords energy. It's because you've got that kind of a I'm trying to think of the right word to use. It's almost like control, but I don't want to say controlling energy because obviously that sounds quite negative, but I mean it in the most positive way. I suppose it's just about being in control. And with the King of Swords as well, they've got this kind of a real, like, no bullshit, straightforward way that they put themselves across and that they communicate. I feel like that served you really well in this time. And it continues to do so. So that's also something that you should be thankful for, Jamie. Is your wicked razor sharp tongue.
And I have, so what is the darker part of the year? I have the Seven of Cups. The darker half of the year is going to give you the ability to pause and to think about all of the things. It does suggest to me that, and maybe I have an inside track, things you could be writing down, things that you could be getting out of your head and onto paper. So, but this is the card of dreaming, and it's the card of emotion. So, so thank you, Jamie. I hope that was helpful for you. Hope you got some insight. And the lovely Jane the Seeker is putting everyone's links in.
Thank you very much, Jane.
Thank you. And we do need to get Ritchie up to a few more subscribers.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Up to 1,000, that would be cool.
That would be nice.
And Kathy, Tortoiseshell Moon is home from the hospital after a bad allergy reaction to antibiotics. Glad you're okay, Kathy. Holy crap. Glad you're home.
Hope you're okay.
Yeah. And Book is so flippin' happy to be here. Well, we're flippin' happy you're here too.
Exactly.
Here. We're fan thwarping happy you're here.
Oh, we're
Chris, do you have your fan?
No, I don't have a fan. I've just got to use the cards. Hang on.
Okay. Glad to have you here. And all right. That is the first time you've ever had a penicillin prescription. Oh gosh.
I'm allergic to penicillin as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what happens to me. It was when I was like 1 or 2. I was in hospital with pneumonia, and they found out I was allergic to it. So my mum's always put on like the school trip forms and stuff like that, like allergies, penicillin.
Oh. So, okay. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I'm glad you like the process book Bewitch. Okay, so we had Jamie Wandering Mountain Bardic Path, and we are actually going to do a Mabon reading for Tortoiseshell Moon, Kathy, and Avert Your Gaze.
Avert Your Gaze.
Avert Your Gaze. So Ritchie, you're reading number 2. Chris is reading position. Ritchie's reading 3. Chris is reading 1. I'm reading 2.
I thought I was going mad then for a moment. Madder, I suppose.
Madder, yeah.
Madder.
Before I hold this card up, I'm just going to forewarn everyone that there is nudity in this deck, and there is indeed nudity on this card. Is that okay, Gerald? That's not going to be an issue, is it?
Nope.
There are
Not
peni
me.
on this card. Fair warning. So I've got the devil. Where are you? I've got the devil. So yeah, I'm reading for what is the first half of the what the first part of the year taught us. I think. Wait, I'm going to read the question again. What is the lighter half of the year taught us?
Yes.
I don't know why, but see, when we were doing this for Jamie, I felt as though I was understanding position 1 to be what's been happening over the past few months.
Yeah.
I don't know why my brain went there, but that wasn't it at all. Anyway, I actually feel as though you might be sitting there thinking, geez, are we really calling that the lighter part of the year? I feel that you've actually had quite a difficult time for that so-called later part of the year. I mean, in Devil Energy, it teaches a lot about ourselves. It teaches a lot about our limits, and it pushes our limits quite a fair bit. So I feel like you've kind of had to learn to cope with some of the more kind of a difficult shit in that later part of the year, Kathy. And you know, our desires are a funny thing. And we often kind of we shit on this energy a lot. You know, for good reason. Desires can obviously that devil energy can be really detrimental to us and to our well-being.
Mm-hmm.
But our desires, if harnessed and if channeled in the right way, can actually let us achieve great things. Think of any massive achievement that anyone has ever done, right? So the moon landing, climbing Mount Everest, anything, any big massive achievement, that is devil energy. That is the power of desire that has got that person there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm not taking away from the difficulties that this card talks about, but I also want us to kind of look at the some of the more positive sides of it as well. So yeah, let's see what the rest of the reading has in store.
Yeah,
kicking things off with the devil.
Kathy said, "You're not wrong, Chris. It's been a slog. Made me question what I'm trying to achieve at times." Okay. And Chris, you're having a lot of support for. You're just saying the words that you need to say, dude. It's all good because of the first question. You misread it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so what you have to be thankful for is the Queen of Cups, and in this deck, the Queen is the highest card in the minors. So it's the it goes Princess, Prince, King, and then Queen. So this very much is you can be thankful for the caring women who have been supporting you, and the fact that you have been able to offer that caring and being mature with your compassion and your honesty. And I love how this is a card of she has the crown, and she's holding them, all sorts of things in her cup, and she knows instinctively what it is to provide. Is that just me, or is Chris flickering?
I'm flickering.
Okay.
I'll turn off my camera and try and sort that.
Okay. So there's that. You need to be thankful for the fact that you have these women, or you are this person who is providing you that amazing power. So
Lovely. So I've got what's the darker half of the year going to bring. And it's quite nice. I have the Page of Cups for you from the Darkwood here. Page of Cups is often seen as quite an immature kind of outtake on it all. But here there's a bit more of a calmness. The Page of Cups isn't poking around like the Knight of Cups does, or even the King of Cups do. They're just vaguely interested in what's going on. So there's actually a settling energy that seems to be coming out. And I like the way the mist is going around this character. There's a quietness, there's a calmness about this card for some reason. And it just feels that things are settling. Like autumn leaves falling down. It's like the problems, the issues that Chris was talking about. It's now kind of done. And before you move on to the next stage, you just have to rest, calm yourself, center yourself. And because it's cups, get back in touch with the emotions and the heart that you have, and let that not necessarily heal, but just give it time to have a bit of a rest before you start planning again. And that's a perfect time into Samhain to start thinking about what the new year can bring, start making those plans. And you have that whole of that winter period to kind of nestle down, to calm down and center yourself. And again, it's to do with the emotions. It's to stay less frazzled, stay less raw, just take time to heal and calm.
that's great. Does everybody have their card so we can show her? There you go, Kathy. Excellent. Thanks, Kathy. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so got that. And I'm bouncing around. Leah Burton's birthday is tomorrow, so we're going to go with Leah. And avert your gaze. Avert your gaze.
My gaze are all averted.
It's safer that way. I have to do that because if you don't, people will get sick. They will not keep their head and arms inside the ride at all times.
Love that.
So Lalimi is here. Hi, Lalimi.
Lisa, birthday tomorrow. How wonderful.
Now you're waiting for me to go first, aren't you? Oh, I'm ready. Okay, so what has the lighter half of the year taught you? It has taught you how to take action to achieve that thing that you desire. This is the Ace of Swords. And what's important about this is you're not only taking action, but you are also focusing the words that you are saying to help you to achieve your goals. And so that's what the lighter half of the year has given you an opportunity to do. So happy birthday. And now we'll find out what you can be thankful for.
I've got the Magician card. If you look at the lovely colors in this, so we have colors and we have the black silhouette, which is perfect for this time. Often we go the Magician's about channeling and it's about bringing out and we do all of that one. And sometimes the Magician is just, ta-da, there it is, folks. I pulled this rabbit out of this hat, and I get a sense of this is what's happening with this card. What have you got to be thankful for? You've got to be thankful that you are you and that you show yourself off in this wonderful manner because you have all the energies of the Magician. You have worked so hard to build on that and to have all these different layers. And it's just time to go, this is me, folks. Ta-da! Look what I achieve. And that's what I'm getting the sense of for now. Enjoy it. Get the applause that you deserve.
Mm.
For me, I've actually got this King of Swords again.
Ooh.
It's interesting because Gerald had the Ace of Swords, right?
Yes.
Which is the spark. It's that new being exposed to this new energy. Ritchie had the magician. When we think about the fool's journey, the magician is the person who actually first shows the fool what you can do with the sword and the cup and the wand and the pentacle. Do you know what I mean? He's the first one that inspires the fool and says, "Like, you know, they aren't just 4 random objects that you've got with you. That you can, they are your gift." So I feel like, you know, what happened in the later part, you know, you've your Ace of Swords right there. You've got that sword. You've got that new thing. You've got your new thing, whatever that Ace of Swords means to you. Your magician, be thankful for the person that's inspired you and taught you and shown you how to actually use that sword. And now, what have you got to look forward to with the rest of the year? You know, the last few months, the darker part. You are now in control of that sword. You have mastered that. Now, to have done that in that space of time is absolutely amazing. I don't know what it is specifically that we're talking about here, but I just feel as though you've done something really, you know, you've achieved something great this year, and that you should give yourself a massive pat on the back for it.
Yep.
Because, you know, like, I've got a feeling whatever it is that we're talking about, and maybe you're like, I've got no idea what he's talking about, but if you do, I've got a feeling that probably when that Ace of Swords, when you first had that moment, you probably wouldn't have thought you could have got as far as what you have. But look at this, we've gone all the way from the Ace through to the King. And I just think that's fantastic and well done for whatever the hell it is that we're talking about.
Well, I think it's great, Chris. I think you're right. It's like, okay, you started it, and now you'll be able to use the darker half of the year using that wisdom.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
cool. Happy birthday tomorrow.
Yes,
the
happy birthday.
Autumnal Equinox. And Lee said, thanks, you 3. Been fighting my way through a lot of personal hardships. Okay. Glad you're here. And we did see and
I can see Hershey enjoying the joy of simulcasting.
yes, Hershey is having the experience of going, I'm talking to people and they're not seeing me. So
Exactly.
I get you. And Teresa is here enjoying all male readers. There you go. So, all right. So I almost ended the stream there for a second.
Can do that.
So, all right. Oh, and by the way, Diane, I mean, I made Ritchie disappear. That was my superpower.
I am here. I'm just finding lost cards on the floor.
Diana will be a lurker as they are painting, as I have painting to do. Mabon Fires Burning. There you go. All right. All right. Linnea, I've got you. Here you go. Linnea A. Please pick up the white courtesy phone. Linnea. Please pick up the white courtesy phone. Your reading's up, and avert your gaze. Avert your gaze. So avert your gaze. Yes, exactly. Oh, Rich, you know, look, that's Thomas. It's like all male readers, slightly less titulating than an all male review. I mean,
we got fans.
We do have fans. So, did I see Toadstool Tarot come in?
You did.
Oh, hi, Robin. Okay, I'm looking for Linnea. Linnea is here.
Nice.
So good to see you. And and Chris, Elemental Cartomancy, you know, the guest in the center here is actually posting on both channels. He's like being all that.
It's because I'm doing it on StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's nice. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at
that's why it came up twice. I've just realised because I posted that and it came up twice on here. But
So,
now I understand.
hey, it's okay. Robin, I'll add you to the list. Right now, we've got about 15 people ahead of you, so we'll do as quickly as we can. All right, so
right. Okay. So what is the lighter half of the year taught us? I've got the King. Start again. The King of Pentacles for you, which is quite an interesting card because this card particularly, if I can pull him back a bit, reminds me of Mabon because it's got fires in it and roaring fires and celebrations and that. I've also pulled Nature Spirit, this lovely card, again with a robin, which is, I suppose, in the UK quite traditional to have at Christmas. So there's quite a wintry feel going on with these two cards, but we're talking about the summer. So I'm wondering whether you have been doing practices, reading, learning about nature, perhaps understanding the spirituality a bit more, perhaps going out into nature, because there's a sense with the King of Pentacles that you have earthed yourself and that you are attuned with the planet and with nature, and that you've taken the summer and the sun and the lighter part of the year to really get to know this. And there's just a sense here that everything has just kind of nicely, not necessarily fallen into place because you've been working on it, but there's certainly a real grounding energy that's coming out of this. And I don't know if that's any other people in the reading is going to pick up on this and can add anything to this, but there's just a sense that Linnea has been working incredibly hard and mastered it. I'm going to say that.
What was your tarot card, Richard?
King of Pentacles.
King of Pence, right? Yeah, just when you're talking about, you know, that connection and that being attuned to nature, I built strength, so I did. And to me, strength talks a lot about that. You know, we in the image we see the person being attuned to the animal. I always read it as a metaphor for being attuned to that kind of that animal side of yourself. You know, so oh, my camera's doing that funny thing again. Sorry, I don't know why
like
it's all of a
Max
sudden
Headroom.
doing that. I'm going to have to.
That wasn't me, I swear. It was not me.
I wonder if I do that. Would you be okay to go just now, Gerald? And I'll try and fix this.
Absolutely. So the darker half of the year, it's the 10 of Wands. So this is a time of carrying a lot of stuff, heavy energy. And the one good thing about it being the 10 is all of that heavy energy is done. It's now important to learn how to dissipate or release that energy so that you can be inspired and do something new and exciting, something that gives you that aha moment to step up. And so that's what I have for you.
Cool. Sorry, so I had the strength card in the middle, which is talking about what we should be thankful for. I liked how it kind of matched up with what Ritchie was saying about, you know, being attuned to nature and stuff. In terms of what to be thankful for, I see this as kind of a bit of a self-development. It's the tiger kind of represents a different part of ourselves. It can be something that we might have been a bit embarrassed about, maybe a bit ashamed of. It's the fiercer part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that we don't tend to let out as often as, you know, the kind of I'm pointing in the wrong ways here. You know, as opposed to the kind of a more sensible, you know, face that we present to the world. The tiger for me represents that just that fiercer part of ourselves, I'll put it that way. Why have you got to be thankful for that? Well, you know, being able to wield that fire energy is apparently going to help you out a lot with the rest of the year if Gerald's card is anything to go by, because you've got a lot to deal with there. You know, I think that you're well placed to be able to deal with it with your King of Pentacles, your nature spirit, and with your, you know, your strength card, your fortitude. I think that you've really kind of got this to be thankful for, because it's going to be able to kind of take you through that more burdensome part of the year.
Well, and I would actually add to that, it's a great progression, because with that strength, you've learned a lot. So now you're going to be able to do all of this 10 of Wands stuff. So you're going to be a bit more confident.
I would say as well, now is a really good time to show your appreciation and thanks for what's happening. So perhaps a meditation or an offering, or burn some incense, or whatever it is. But I just think this is a really good time to do that at this time of the year.
I agree. Honor yourself and where you've been and where you are and where you're going. So, all right. Red Wing is heading out. So, Linnea is helpful. And Marita said, I think the 10 of Wands for winter is a great card. Lots of firewood to keep warm with. Yeah, I agree. I like that. I am totally stealing that. All right. So makes sense. Thank you, guys. You're welcome. And all right. Donna is up. Donna Riedler. And so Donna is here. And avert your gaze. Avert your gaze. So there you go. So
it's not Donna that's moved house this year, is it?
It is.
Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is for me, that's one of the kind of a potential interpretations, because it is such an upturning, such a fiery, get up and go energy. The Knight of Wands for me is it quite often talks about, like, to put it into mundane terms, moving house. So yeah, I suppose that's probably been the biggest project for you so far this year. What has it taught you? The Knight of Wands probably tells us that it's taught you how to cope when things are really at a high energy level.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not something that we're all able to do 100% of the time. You know, let's be honest. I tend to panic and have a bit of a flake when things get intense like that. So if I'm going to be faced with that kind of a situation, I really need to be prepared and stuff. I know that I'm that type of person, and that's why I appreciate the impact that kind of a project can have on someone. But I think that it's probably taught you a lot about, you know, the importance of, you know, being able to deal with those types of situations, but channeling your energy in an appropriate way so that you are able to deal with it, if that makes sense.
And I have what you need to be thankful for. I have the haunted house from the Mabon Oracle, and this is one of those things. It says the things that haunt you are the things you have yet to let go of. And this is one of those things. If you're packing all of your stuff up, sometimes you're just throwing stuff in boxes and making sure this is an opportunity. Be thankful for the opportunity to unpack that box energetically, metaphorically, and be able to release those things. And because it's me, I would also say to make friends with those things that have haunted you, the things that are hard to let go of. So change the relationship.
Wow, that's uncanny, the two of you, because for the next 6 months, I've put be free from all the things that hold you back. That's basically what Gerald has just said. And then I've pulled the Temperance and the Page of Pentacles. So when Chris was talking about temperance and moving house. I just see this as leveling up. So, you know, you've moved house, you're getting settled, but there's still all that work that still needs to be done, whether that's decorating or sorting stuff or just putting those boxes up in the attic so that you don't have to face them again. That's, you know, the process of moving house is always ongoing, isn't it? It can be years later, you're still trying to find that bit of that lost plate or whatever it is. So it feels like, but the hard work is done and the stress of it is done. Now you have a chance to, I'm going to say, kind of expand into the space for moving in, making it more your space, making it your home. And the Page of Pentacles, it's lovely here because I pulled this before Gerald started, and there's a real sense that this page is looking at the pentacle with kind of, oh, I remember this, or where does this belong? Should I put this on the shelf or should I put it, you know, away? And then again, it's that whole idea of sorting, remembering cherished memories, or going, this just doesn't serve me anymore. I packed it, I brought it with me. It's time to get rid of it. So there's just this ongoing wonderful energy of, now the hard work is done. You now have to play at house and get it how you want it.
Yeah. And Donna said, lots of things left behind, but looking forward to the new. So
Good.
Thank you. And just getting the shipping of my stuff from US to Europe arranged. I hope my decks survive the journey. I do too. Holy mackerel. And a whole bunch of people have come in. So hello, everybody. And
hey, everyone.
Hello.
This is Chris, Elemental Cartomancy. His link is below. And of course, we all know Ritchie, Longman Tarot. His links are below as well. We're sharing the stream.
We are.
Sharing the stream. Simulcasting. It's like,
how's it going for you, Gerald, this simulcasting?
I'm gonna need a cigarette when we're done. It's so good. It's so good. That's not what you were expecting, was it?
No, it wasn't.
You
made like a cat jump off its chair there. I don't know if you can see it.
Did you just say a pussy jumped off a chair?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Debbie, Aquarius Owl, if you are here. Here, I'll do this. Aquarius Owl. Debbie, please pick up the white courtesy phone. Aquarius Owl. Please pick up the white courtesy phone. And avert your gaze. Avert your gaze. And Debbie is here. And by the way, Diana said she has the Mabon Oracle is on the way to their porch.
Ooh.
And
right. Is that the latest one this year, or was it?
Yes.
Was there another? I can't remember.
Yeah. Jackie's Crystal Moon is here. Morella.
Hi, Jackie.
Chris, have you seen the phone before, the white courtesy phone?
I've seen it, yeah.
Okay. It makes me ridiculously happy. The whole idea came from Jane the Seeker.
So is that just your way of making sure that the person you're reading for is still in the chat, essentially?
Yes. Because I'm not reading for you if you ain't here.
Why? They'll watch back, surely.
Hi, Chris. Have we ever met? Yeah. Anyhow, I'm just, okay. So Debbie, Aquarius Owl, I have the moon. So what has the lighter half of the year taught you? It has taught you to pay attention to your intuition and the insights of the cycles of the moon, and how to use that to help you achieve what you wanted. It feels like you've also spent a lot of time in a dark room. I don't know if that's true, but because the light of the moon is less intense than the sun, and sometimes the sun, it's a little overwhelming. And so I think the first half of the year, this is you've been the lighter half of the year has taught you to honor and understand the dark parts. So that's what I have for you.
Nice. What do we need to be thankful for? Got the Four of Swords, so I'm just going to say it's a time to literally, in this case, unwind, and that's exactly what this toy soldier's doing. He is just having a rest before we all get wound up again, and it's all heading for Christmas or whatever festival you celebrate in the winter months. And so just take this time to recharge the batteries. I've also got the Knight of Coins for you here as well. Beautiful card. It looks like the knight here is, as he's riding past, is pulling a pentacle off that tree. So it's very much, again, of harvesting, but harvesting your own skills that have you been working with. Be thankful for it, that you can, now is the time to harvest. But also, don't forget that you can still keep that and continue to plant it next year and continue to grow with all the interests, all the actions, all the energies that you've managed to harvest right now. So it's use it or continue to grow it. It's your wonderful time.
Yeah, I've got the Judgment card for you, Debbie, as in what's coming up in the darker parts of the year. So, of the darker part of the year. It's interesting we get that moon and that Four of Swords. I feel as though this reading really has a theme, and I feel as though that kind of a period of rest that Four of Swords has got. What was the other card you pulled? Sorry, Richard.
I pulled the Knight of Coins.
Knight of Coins. So it's the slowest of all the knights, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
This reading for you, Debbie, it's about slow the F down, and there's some stuff that see when you kind of take a bit of a rest. It's going to give you a new perspective. It's going to let you kind of let go of something or release something. You're going to realise, like, see all this energy that I'm putting into that. I don't actually need to do that. Do you know what I mean? Or I don't need to put as much energy into that. That does not matter as much. There's something to do with this, like slowing down, and that's going to let you see something differently. And it's going to make you feel so much freer. I mean, that's what Judgment's all about. It's about letting go of these things and then being able to move forward so much, like metaphorically speaking, lighter. Yeah. So I'm hoping that's helpful for you and that it kind of roughly makes sense for you.
I would also add that the moon, when you take time for introspection, it helps you to have a clearer judgment. So in the light and then in the darker half, that feels very important.
Yeah, definitely. But the moon energy is quite tricky, isn't it? Like, see, when you first come up against that moon energy, it throws you upside down. It can be a total bitch. And it's not until you take that rest, until you slow down and release, do the work that you need to do, that you can appreciate that moon energy and you can properly channel it and use it. So yeah, I absolutely, completely agree.
So thank you, Debbie. That made sense to you. Okay, and Calla Lizzie asked, which deck is Ritchie playing with? Pulling from? With the shadow figures. I did that just on purpose. It's the
Silhouette Tarot. Excuse me.
The Silhouette Tarot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And cool. And okay. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. I will slow down and take time. And okay. Did I? What? Michelle Williams is up. We have not done for Michelle Williams. So, and that moon definitely looks like an eyeball. The reason I've been in the shadows all year. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the eyes were quite prominent in my Judgment card as well, funnily enough. I've shuffled it well into the deck now, so I won't be able to find it quickly, but the eyes were right up the top of the Judgment card.
So, okay, I've shuffled everybody. So, Michelle Williams, just meeting. Okay, Michelle was just here saying, the white courtesy phone always takes me back to Las Vegas casinos. While growing up, my parents were in a bowling league sweepstakes in Vegas. The white courtesy phone was how I'd find them.
Mm,
There's some stories there.
there is.
Hi, Pierrette. Ew, it's 1:11:11. How long we've been on?
Ooh. Ready?
Yep.
I have the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Both of this has got a very yellowy sky to it. I'm sorry that my camera is flaring, but hopefully you're getting a bit of an idea of what's going on there. So there's a sadness with this. Obviously, the Five of Pentacles is remorseful and sadness, but even the Queen of Cups here looks very much quite sodden, quite sad in the whole thing. So I don't know what's been happening in the year, whether that is people around you are projecting that energy onto you, or whether, Michelle, you've just had what feels like quite a difficult summer or some sadness building into it. And I don't want to go into the depths of that one there. However, the Queen of Cups is a very wonderful card to have when it comes to care, whether that is self-care, whether that is caring for other people, because her care is unconditional love that she partakes of. And so whatever has been happening, and if there is this sadness or missing out on something that seems to be taking place, don't be harsh on yourself. Don't be harsh on the people that may be inflicting that upon you, because that's done. That's absolutely done. And now it is a different season and you have something else to look forward to. And it really feels that that's a complete closure that's going on there. Over to you, Chris, with your smiley face.
And
Because you said a different season. Look at my card.
wow. And
There you go.
Michelle said, I moved away from family, California to Florida.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right, okay. I feel as though there's this. So sometimes when there's shit going on in our lives, I mean, you know, how we react to stuff is always important, and that always has a big impact on how we're doing at the time. But at the same time, a lot of how we're doing is just shit that's outside our control. I'm sorry, but it is. You know, the world throws a lot at us every single day, and we've just got to take it on the chin and deal with it. And Ritchie's cards maybe suggesting that, you know, that the previous part of the year, the lighter part of the year, is actually, you know, the world's been throwing a lot at you. Do you know what I mean? It's been asking a lot of you. I think what my card is saying is that's on the turn. That's things are going to take a turn for the better. You know, the wheel is turning in your favour. So I know that it's been difficult. But those outside circumstances that you have no control over and that you feel have just been shitting on you left, right, and centre, that's about to change. Okay. You can't control the change, but thankfully I feel as though it's in your favour, it's to your benefit. So there you go.
Well, and I, Richie, you had the Five of Pentacles. I had the Five of Pentacles. And so, yeah, it was, you know, what the first half of the year. And then as you go through what Chris talks about, this is that time where you can actually take it and you look at the challenges that have been presented and you see them with new eyes. I think of the Five of Pentacles as sometimes it's needing help, other times it's offering help. So if you've been needing help, perhaps it's time to offer some help. It's also, for me, the card of it's okay to be the outsider and to not be in all of that conflict and that struggle. So for me, you know, and having Ritchie, as you said, it's this is it. As we go through what Chris said, there was a lot of light on that card. So it shifts your perspective on it and your understanding. So you can be really creative when this is going on because you've had that moment and that moment of gratitude to pull that through. So
It's interesting. See your card, Gerald. We'll get pentacles and we'll get clubs.
Yeah.
And I would normally have likened the pentacles to the diamonds.
Yeah.
So as much as that's a 5 of pentacles, I'm seeing a 5 of clubs as well, which to me is very 5 of wands energy. And it's still a 5. It's still kind of talking about challenges, but with the 5 of clubs, I think of challenges that help us grow. Do you know what I mean? It's you know, it's like competition. It's things that spur us on and that push us to greater heights. You know.
Yep.
So yeah,
that's great. Thank you.
Nice.
I haven't done the cartomancy about this, so that's good. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
How long do I have the pleasure of the two of your company?
Oh, you have me a bit long.
Just you try and get rid of me.
Yeah.
That means as long as you want.
Stay tuned. This is you know, we're going to totally get so many views on this. Thomas, Terror Your Way is up. And Jane the Seeker says, exactly, Chris. So avert your gaze. And Michelle said, thank you. So Thomas, my specific question is for how will the 36 hours around Nassau go, or energy be? Is that how you say that?
Nassau. I think it's Nassau.
Okay. How are we doing this, folks? Because that's a specific question. Are we still using that spread, or are we just going to pull 3 cards together and see how they answer the question? I need to know before I start.
Well, we could. I actually like the idea of trying to slap that question into these things.
Okay.
What has he learned? What does he need to be thankful for? And what's he going to need on the other half of that? So if he's in there for 36 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, and he's looking at the energy around it. So I should shuffle the right deck, shouldn't I? So he wants to know the energy around it.
Okay. So what is the later half of the year taught us? I've got the 7 of Swords for that answer, Thomas. The 7 of Swords, a lot of us jump to like dishonesty and kind of a like sneakiness when we see this card. I don't necessarily see it that way. I think of this as a card about problem solving. I think that's what it is at its core. The kind of a traditional image, it sees someone walking away from an army encampment with swords. The way that I see that is so it's the enemy camp. He knows that he can't defeat the enemy by taking them head on. So he needs to go in the dead of night and disarm them. So yeah, he's stealing from them. Yeah, he's been a bit crafty, but to me, the most important thing there is he's problem solving. He's found an alternative way of solving the problem, and that is what this card is saying to you. You, for whatever's happened to you in the later half of the year, there's been challenges thrown at you that have really tested you to, you know, be able to think about things in a completely different way. You might actually find when you're in Nassau, or however we're pronouncing it, you might have a bit of a synchronicity where you're like, that's funny, like this situation happened to me or happened to a friend of mine earlier on in the year, and this, you know, there's something to do with the learnings that you're going to be able to take from that. You know, we're looking at someone walking out of a library with books, so it's all about learnings and being able to apply them, I think, to what's happening in Nassau.
Yeah, he's saying disarm the enemy.
Yeah,
and disleg them too if needed. So, okay, so what do you have to be? What do you need to be thankful for energetically? This is the harvest moon, and I find this interesting. We're doing. You got the harvest card about what do you need to be thankful for. This says to me, slow down and enjoy the energy that is going on. Be in the moment. This really specifically, energetically, Thomas is talking about actively staying in the moment. Slow your heart and move gently into the coming, to what you're learning and what you're learning about yourself. Ritchie looks very, very pensive.
No, this is interesting. I'm going to say this: you may have finished with Nassau, but Nassau may not have necessarily finished with you. I've got the 10 of Wands. It kind of feels that whatever happens, this 36 hours is going to be. It's going to be longer than 36 hours. There's something that's going to be happening at this time that not necessarily weighs you down like the 10 of Wands, but it's going to stick with you. It's not going to just necessarily just disappear the moment you leave. I also pulled for you the Knight of Swords. So it's interesting what Chris was saying there with his swords, is that it's going to give you this ability to think. You're going to be given perhaps opportunities to think through situations. I think it's going to be an eye opener. I really do. There's a sense that something is going to come along that's not necessarily a great surprise or a shock, but it's going to make you see things in a different way that you're least expecting. That's what I'm going to say. And that is very good. That is a very good energy to have, because it's going to open your mind up to all sorts of wonderful new things.
I think that's great, Thomas. Thomas said, don't go overboard with drinks. That's always a good suggestion.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Lovely.
All right. Do we have time for a couple of more questions?
We can do that.
Okay.
Sure.
So I got. All right. LR72, are you here? LR72. LR72. Thomas is like, vacation is over, blues.
Yeah.
And Book Bewitched has been enjoying. Oh, here, avert your gaze. Avert your gaze. I'm going to LR72. I'm going to do the phone. LR72. Please pick up the white courtesy phone. LR72. Please pick up the white courtesy phone. Because if they are not here, we will. I'm trying to flip through both because of this. The thing about simulcasting is the delay is a little longer. Okay, I don't see LR.
We can shuffle while we're waiting.
We can shuffle. And I'm looking if Fatima is here. Oh, LR72 is here. Yay. And Linda de Gonzalez loves that phone. That darn phone.
Did you see Linda's comment earlier about the birds?
No.
Do you remember the birds?
Yes.
Yeah. Were they called Gerald and Ritchie? I can't remember. Is it that one?
Oh my God! Yeah.
The birds. Do you remember the birds? The birds from the shop. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm loving that I've got a bird named after me somewhere in the world.
Yeah. Chris, do you have a bird named after you?
No, I don't. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. I think Chris would be a weird name for a bird.
I think it's a great name for a bird.
Think so?
Yeah. What kind of bird would it be, though, Chris?
I don't know.
I think it would have to be a cockerel or something like that, I think. Chris the cockerel.
Oh, thanks. Chris the cock. Cheers.
No, I never said that. Cockerels, nice big
Annoying
feathers.
things that wake us up in the morning.
Waking you up in the morning with their loud noises.
Their annoying accents. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Okay. Jonathan Daly is here. We're simulcasting, and Hershey is flipping through lots of things and has said hi. So there you go, Jonathan. Hershey says hi. So, and Linda said they are called Gerald and Ritchie. They're happy and flipping around my head right now. dive bombing.
Oh, love them.
All right. So, what has the lighter half of the year taught you is the Eight of Cups. It has taught you an understanding of what it is emotionally that you can leave behind and you can continue to walk forward. It is oftentimes a curvy path. You have continued to walk, even though LR 72, sometimes those steps were very slow. And but you have done it, and you're actually reaching toward your goals. And I like how this is a really important thing. The path is crooked, it moves, and we go this way, yet we're still going forward. So
This is a very interesting 2-card combination, and it's never happened before. I've got the Lovers, but I've also got the Three of Swords that's going on with that one. So there's lots of ways we could interpret this one, and I'm not going to overindulge in the fact we've got the Heartbreak card and the Lovers card together. There seems, as you said, Gerald, it's time. There's a sense of times to move on here, and at the present, where are we at the moment? What do we need to be thankful for? Perhaps we need to be thankful for having those perhaps harder emotions to have to deal with, so that we can re-establish boundaries, re-establish relationships. Or, because the Lovers card is also about choices, having the ability now to see clearly and make definitive good choices. And it doesn't have to be about relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to be about heartbreak or anything like that at all. It's the sense that this has cleared the way to allow you to allow whatever it's replacing into your heart and let it grow there. It's like a good clear out. It's like having a very good smudge time there, and incense, and getting rid of all of that. So I'll be interested to know what you've got there, Chris, for your card.
mm-hmm.
I've cut so that Three of Swords seems to have cut Gerald's energy in two, because I've got the Four of Cups. It's interesting because LR72, I'd be interested to know your feedback on this reading, because I'm getting the feeling that, so we've got the Lovers, we've got the Eight of Cups. So I feel as though you've made a choice to walk away from something.
Mm-hmm.
The Four of Cups, I don't know. The first thing that came to me when I saw Gerald's 8 and then I saw my 4, I was like, has this been one of those situations where you've walked away from someone somewhere thinking the grass is going to be greener on the other side? And that's Four of Cups. Don't get me wrong, we're not seeing things being terrible. Do you know what I mean? The Four, at its core, is about emotional stability, which is not something to be thrown away lightly. But it can also be a bit of stillness. So I guess what I would say is just remember the grass isn't always greener. And the key with that Eight of Cups, the key with making that decision is it's got to come from a place of emotional maturity. It's, when you're making that decision to take that road that we see depicted there in that 8, it's so important to make an informed decision, all right? When we see that Three of Swords coming in, there can be a temptation to make rash decisions, because the Three of Swords is harsh truths. It's difficult things hitting us, and hitting us where it matters in the heart. Emotionally, we can sometimes feel really traumatized by events that the Three of Swords talks about, and there can be this temptation just to say, "Feck it, I'm off." But the Eight of Cups is so important that that's got to come from a place of emotional stability. The 8 is the double 4. It's all about stable. You really need to know and be in control of your emotions when you make that decision. So I can't emphasize that enough. So yeah, the Four of Cups is what I'm seeing coming up, following on from that stuff. So yeah, I hope that that's in some way helpful. Yeah.
Thank you, LR72.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We have a whole bunch more questions, but I think we're going to need to call it. Is Steve? Are you here, Steve? Because if here, let me do this. Steve. Oh, are you here, Steve? Please pick up the white courtesy phone. Steve is here. Steve's going to be the last reading because we've been on for an hour and a half. And avert your gaze. Steve hasn't been here in a while, so I'd like to do that. And what tool is that, Gerald? What tool is what? Oh, LR72 said there have been a lot of going on this year, and I'm thinking about a change. Okay. So what tool is that? I don't know what tool you're talking about. Oh, and by the way, Astrological Tarot did post that there is I think a cockatoo named Chris, a famous cockatoo.
Oh.
There's a cockatoo named Chris, yes. So there you go. Oh, look. Oh, wait a minute. Are they still there? I'm putting Chris right there. I'll put him back. Trying to, okay, he's not letting us see the,
Sorry, she's having none of it. I tried. But I think she was confused. She thought I was offering her the microphone to have a chew at, but obviously not.
So, okay, Steve, me, I know what I'm grateful for in the present. Hope there is only light in the second half of the year, but take a look. So go ahead and said light and dark, a state of mind, he said. So basically it's do the reading as it's posted.
Okay. I've pulled the card of remembering. And I've got two cards that quite interesting combination. The Three of Swords has come back again, and the Nine of Pentacles. Excuse me, I'm just going to blow my nose for 1 second. Excuse me. I'll turn that.
Everybody thinks your dog is cute.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Okay, so you're saying that thankful for what's in the present. There's kind of loss, but a contented loss, and that's a very odd thing to say. It's like something has gone on at the during this year that you've kind of let go because it had to finish. Not necessarily a relationship, but now is the time for you to look back at this and, as the card of the Oracle suggests, remember, realize that this change, this loss, this idea of change has actually put you in a better place where you are now than if it hadn't happened. I hope that makes sense, what I'm trying to say. The Nine of Pentacles came out first, and this is a lovely card to be having as a review of that because it does suggest, I'm not going to use the word contentment. I'm going to, everything in the garden is lovely. Let's put it that way. And that everything that you've been working for has now paid off and you're now reaping the benefits. A great metaphor to have for the Harvest Festival. But it's this Three of Swords is just a little puzzling. It's just, it sees that these changes that have happened have had to happen. But like I said, it feels like you're in a better place because it happened. I'm going to leave it at that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're talking about remembering, and then we look at cards like the Three of Swords, even the Nine of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles is, that we see abundance there, but in most traditional decks, we also see that bird, the falcon with the hood on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of to me, it's a bit of a, remember what it's taken to get you to here, remember all the discipline and hard work that it's taken. But anyway, the Three of Swords and that remembrance, there's obviously something there to do with remembering some difficulties, some difficult stuff. There's been some shit that maybe from the past that's come up. What we have to be thankful for is the Judgment card. So that's like, to me, this is drawing a line under all that. We remember it, we take the lessons from it, the learnings from it.
Yeah.
But then we draw a line and we move on. If needed, we forgive ourselves for any of the stuff that that we're ashamed of or that we feel that we've gone wrong on, and we move on from it, and we don't keep punishing ourselves for things that have happened in the past. And I think that's what's key here, is that you're able to do that. But you've said that you know what you're thankful for, so I'm assuming that this is kind of a stuff that we're just telling you stuff that you already know. What's going to be interesting is what Gerald sees as in what's still to come.
And Steve said, probably makes sense with Gerald, knows about mom, mostly on my mind. And I have for you, Steve, I have the 9 of Swords, which is when we think about when it's dark and there's not enough light, we tend to overthink, we tend to worry, we tend to get into that worst case scenario because it's dark and we're shutting down. I did pull an extra card to, okay, what's the support? And it's the 3 of Cups. The thing to remember is that when all of this stuff is going on, all of the challenges, it is important to remember that you have friends, to get around people who support you, people who are appreciating you and just being in the same space with you, not trying to change anything, but they're with you. And that's extremely powerful, especially when you get caught up in overthinking and worry and the nightmares. So remember to go find some people who appreciate you. So okay, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
So gosh, and by the way, I think I started. Michelle Marie Chris said, Chris is a famous cockatoo who shocked wildlife researchers with his tracked flights from Suffolk across the African continent.
Oh.
So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everybody, very much. What do you both have coming up on your channels?
Do you want to go first, Chris?
Yeah, you go first.
I am next Friday over on my channel, Longmanto. I'm showing my Celtic deck collection. I did a couple of weeks ago one about Vikings and runes and all the decks that I have, and I'm going to do Celtic ones. So
nice
decks about Arthur, Beowulf, Druidcraft. We're just getting all those decks together and having a good look at that kind of strange period of history. I'm not even quite sure what era that is, but it's about the time of the Romans going up to the Dark Ages. So just having a look at my collection there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Chris, what do you got coming up?
I don't really have anything special or anything specific planned. I think I'm going to try and get a wee VR film to that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tarot that people have been doing, and just be my lives. So yeah. I'll have a live coming up with Simon. That's on the first Thursday of the month. I don't know how many Thursdays away that is. It's maybe like a week next Thursday or something. So yeah, there's that, and yeah, I'm trying to do some artwork. I'm trying to do some painting lives as well as my usual banter and card slinging ones. So yeah, just that.
That's great. I have a whole lot of stuff coming up.
Really?
I know everybody is just brutally shocked. I actually have I'm doing readings with on Monday with Jane the Secret Tarot and Nancy of Crohn's Intuition, and then on Monday afternoon I'm doing a flip through of the Bonefire Tarot, the 2nd edition.
Ooh,
yeah,
out.
No, it's not supposed to be out until the end of November. I'm not sure why I got it. I pre-ordered it, and I'm like, going, I know what I'm doing on Monday.
Is it very different?
You will have to like and subscribe to find out.
Yeah, true.
But one of the things that I will say about it, I mean, come on, how lush is that? And color.
Will you get it out at the after show party today?
Maybe, if you're nice to me.
And
So.
what about the tarot deck? Will you get that?
Hey,
That's the
that's what she said.
Yes. Yeah, and Jane the Seeker is going, just subscribe to Gerald. Come on, people. And then Angela, Deb, and medium Betsy Palmer and I on Tuesday are doing Channel Rama, where we're doing some communicating, and then I have to see if Jamie's available on Tuesday afternoon, but then we're doing the reading for yourself on Thursday. And then I am with Val, Dragonfly Crystals. I am co-facilitating a divine compliment class with her. So it's the first time that I will have taught a class via Zoom. I'm helping to do it. So it's like, I'm looking forward to it. So just, anyhow, we'll be there.
A lot going on we've got.
It's lovely. So, but anyhow. And so thanks everybody. And so I guess we'll just say goodbye. Thanks, Sue. Sorry we didn't get to everybody, but I hope everybody stays well and has a wonderful second harvest celebration or the autumnal equinox. So, all right.
Thanks again for having me, folks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.